Well, hello everybody. As you can see, I'm in a little bit of a different place here. This is my current makeshift recording area, which is just a space in my garage. Nothing really too special. I've been off of YouTube for a few days now, and the reason for that is because midterms came around. So basically, I've been studying for my midterms. I was studying for those. I had to dedicate all of my time to it. What I thought I would do today is do a little what's in my camera bag video. At the moment, it's not going to change at all because I'm not going anywhere, you're not going anywhere. So for the moment, this is going to be the gear that I have. So I can't really show you the camera that I'm using because I'm recording with it, but I can tell you it is a Panasonic GH5 with a 12-70 lens on it. It's a Leica lens, and I really like it because it kind of encompasses most of the ranges I use in one lens. And because one cool thing about it is if you change the zoom range, the focus stays the same, which I think is huge. I'm currently also recording on a Lumix GH4. Now, I didn't used to have two cameras. I had a funny thought about 20 minutes ago and I was like, I want to record another angle for this video. But last I checked, which was as of 2 years ago, my GH4 was dead. And so I thought, well, wouldn't it be funny if just giving it 2 years revived it from the dead? And sure enough, I put a battery in it, thing's powered on, and is hopefully still recording. If it's not, you'll know because there will only be one angle for this video. Here we go. So this right here is my camera bag. Brand is right here. It's a Hex brand. It's pretty bulky, I'm not gonna lie, it's a huge bag, but it's padded, which is great for the gear. And it's padded on the outside too, which is also great. So this thing is actually not too bad to carry when I've got all of my camera gear in it, which consists of, well, you're about to find out. No spoiler alerts, not here. Okay, so right here is the first front pocket area, and it has like sleeve lining inside, which is really nice. And I usually I have an iPad mini that I use to control my drone. I like it a lot. It's a good way to do it. But yeah, it's a good pocket for an iPad. I put batteries in there sometimes. Really just anything with a larger surface area. But it goes farther than that. I can actually fit 2 iPads in this bag, and it's not even until I get to the main compartment because this opens up. Now in here, I currently have nothing. I don't use this compartment a whole lot. There's a little tag for your lanyard right there, and I don't know if you can see it too well. I'll lift it up. There's a mesh piece right there to stick things in, and there's another zipper right here, which is really nice. I had a luggage lock in it. Guess I don't now. Yeah, this is the main compartment right here. So you could stick a laptop right there, and then tablets and such. It goes all the way down to the bottom of the bag. So it's a deep pocket. Now, I'm not gonna review every pocket on this bag because this isn't a bag review video. This is me showing you what I carry in my camera bag. I think on a typical trip, including some other things that aren't on the desk at the moment, it's usually around 40 pounds, I believe, of worth of gear. I don't have a massive amount of gear just because I don't really like to carry around unnecessary things. Right here, this is it's what they call an ICU. I think it stands for internal camera unit. That would make sense. First thing I got in here, wide angle lens. So this is a 7-14 wide angle Lumix G series, and it's got kind of this cool little fisheye situation going here. And instead of the body of the lens, so I have right here, this is my long lens. So on most lenses, what I've found is that it extends like that. The frontal piece extends. I kind of think this lens is cool because doesn't extend at all, it just kind of all stays in the inside and it's non-intrusive. Aside from the 12-70 that I use on the camera right now, this is pretty much the only other lens I use for making like traditional videos. And the lens hood doesn't come off, it's built on. This one's hood obviously comes off. This is also a Lumix lens. It is a 45-200. It's a pretty good lens. I think this was actually the first lens I got. Oddly enough, if you've ever had a Lumix camera, you'll know that the default lens it usually comes with is a 12-35. Pretty sure this was the first lens I got because I got the body and lens separately. I bring this on every trip. It's really good. I like it a lot. It does the trick. I will say its only flaw really for what it is and it's what the Leica has that this doesn't have, is that when you zoom, everything just goes out of focus, and you know, you just refocus it. But ever since I've had the Leica lens, I've always, I don't know, I really like that now. I can't get unused to it. It's like, it's such a burden when I'm using other lenses and that doesn't work. I guess that's just me being privileged. But, you know, it happens. So yeah, this is the lens cap for it, or the lens hood, I mean. And when you put this on, it gets significantly larger. Honestly, most times I bring this lens places, I don't actually take the lens hood because it's so big. Really, the only times I'll use this thing, this lens, I've actually had a lot of good experiences capturing lightning with this lens. When I was in Wales visiting my grandparents, there was a lightning storm one night. Two reasons I couldn't go outside. One, because it was raining and there was lightning. It's a bad idea. Two, because if I had opened the door, it would have scared my family. So instead, I went up to the second floor of the house, zoomed this all the way in, focused it up, stuck it out the window. Well, not out the window, but up against the screen. I did have a filter that sort of, you could put it up to a window and the window would cease to exist. No, joking, you could just see through glass. And I lost it in transit. So yeah, wide angle lens. Aside from the wide angle and the Leica that I'm currently using, this is probably my favorite lens. I am super into star photography. As soon as I learned to get really great exposures of the stars, I immediately became obsessed with it, because there's something, to me at least, about having the ability to show people something with my camera that they can't see with the naked eye is just the coolest thing ever to me. That, and because it's a pretty sky. When the Hawaii video eventually gets finished, you'll see the time lapses I got with this here lens. Now, fun fact, this lens goes down to a f-stop of 1.4. It is not expensive at all. If I can link it in the description, I will. I think I got it for $150, and I can honestly say to you, this is probably one of the best lenses I have. This is a prime lens. It's a 25mm prime lens. I think it's great. I really like it. If I can find it on Amazon or something like that, I'll link it below. The well-known throughout pretty much all of YouTube, the GorillaPod. I honestly don't know why I carry this in my camera bag anymore, because I don't really ever use it. I think I used it in Europe once to get a shot of the Union Jack out of a window. Other than that, I really just don't ever use it. This right here, this is probably the piece of gear that I find myself using the most these days, I'm not gonna lie. It is, and it's really inexpensive too. None of the gear that I have is like especially expensive. I don't like spend a whole lot of money on gear, and the main reason behind that being is that I'm a broke college student, so most of this stuff I haven't bought anywhere close to within the time that I've been in college. I've owned most of this stuff since I've been in high school, or like right before I entered college. I have bought like hard drives since I've been in college. I don't really buy film gear anymore. But anyway, back to the point. This right here, this is a shutter remote, and it is really great for taking photos of stars. I cannot emphasize this enough. Personally, I would recommend that you get a Wi-Fi or Bluetooth one, because while this one is really good, and I don't plan on switching this thing out anytime soon, there is a tiny bit of shake with it, and if you can get something that doesn't connect to the camera at all, that's obviously ideal. I think it's really great, you know, if you want regular photos, you just press once, or there's a function where you can slide it up till you see the orange piece. The drone. So this drone right here is what I use to capture the really cool shots that I got from the Wales video. It is a Mavic 2 Zoom. This thing is honestly one of the greatest pieces of technology that I have ever invested in. And if you're wondering why I got the Zoom instead of the Pro, besides it being that it's like an extra, well, I'll put it up on the screen somewhere around here, how much extra money it costs. For me personally, when I got this drone, okay, I may have lied. I may have made one expensive purchase in college, but I remember I bought this because I like taking footage of surfers. I've definitely surfed with people who have been super annoyed when they see this little aircraft drifting, you know, about, I don't know, 10 feet above them. And I can understand that. But the main reason that I got it is for that very reason. This thing has an amazing optical zoom. And because of that, instead of being 10 feet, I can be around 50, even more than 50 feet above the surfers and still get great footage of them. And the greatest thing about that is they don't see it, can't hear it. It's not their concern. They don't know it's even there. and I can get action shots of people. It's really great. The battery life on this thing is pretty awesome. I have 3 batteries for it. Battery life is like, I think half an hour on this thing, something like that. What else do we got in here? This right here is my main hard drive. It's a 4 terabyte Western digital drive, USB-C connection. It's really good. I used to buy LaCie drives. I stopped buying LaCie drives because they corrupt on me after about 2 years, which should not happen. Oh, according to this, it's a My Passport Ultra. So that's the model of this thing. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's a My Passport Ultra, but I have a 2 terabyte version of this thing for school. And yeah, they're great. They are really good. I like it a lot. This right here is a Pelican case. It's for SD cards, since you were probably asking. It stores, let's see, it stores 12 SD cards as well as micro SDs. I can personally advocate for this thing and saying that this is a tough case. I was actually, when I was in Hawaii over Christmas break, before this whole Corona thing began, wow, to think it was just that time ago. Oh, I was in Hawaii. My cousin and I were climbing on some rocks, and I put this thing in my pocket usually when I walk around filming stuff when I'm on vacation. I'm always paranoid that my SD cards are gonna run out of storage. I really shouldn't be, because in the camera that I'm recording on now, I have 2 64 gig cards, you know, with 128 gigabytes. I really shouldn't be scared, but I am. So this thing fell out of my pocket and fell down, I don't know, like 10 or 15 feet worth of rocks. And it's not even banged up. Like, you can see a little bit, the Pelican logo is kind of screwed up, but like, it's fine. This thing is tough, and it did not cost me much. What else? Deck of cards. I sometimes play cards when I'm on trips. These are actually really cool. They're called Black Tiger playing cards. Who was it? I watched a video by Chris Ramsey, who, if you don't know, he's a magician on YouTube. Really good at what he does. And he recommended these, and I saw them, and they're inverse color cards. They're super cool. I like them a lot. Wow, I'm horrible at magic. I know like one magic trick. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, this is called the Bicycle Black Tiger playing card deck. It is a very nice playing card deck. That is it. Wow. All right. Oh, actually, we got one more thing. So, Ronin S charger. So, okay, this thing right here, if it's not the most handy thing in my case, I don't know what is. It is a cable by a company called Native Union, who I cannot recommend to you enough. I like their cables a lot more than I like Apple's cables. They just make really high quality stuff, and it's a little leather clipped cable that just unwraps, and it's super easily stored away. I use it with a power pack. So I have this Native Union cable right there. And then I also always carry on me for trips. This is the Native Union night cable. And it is a 10-foot charger cord that has this little it's a weight at the end. And it's great because when I'm working in Hawaii, or anywhere I go really, I always just refer to Hawaii because we go there every year. It's great because I lay it on desks. This thing is amazing. I cannot recommend Native Union cables enough. If I don't aside from all the Apple cables I have, all I carry is Native Union ever, because I just love their products. And then these two right here, I used to find this thing amazingly handy till my entire music setup turned to Bluetooth. It plugs into your phone. It's an adapter that has a lightning output, which is for earbuds, or a aux output, also for earbuds. And this is also for the phone. It comes out with a lightning output or a HDMI output. I never use this one. I just carry it in my bag because I'm paranoid that I'll need it one day. I used to use this one constantly because every night more or less, I fall asleep listening to music. It's just what I do. And you know, I don't like to use Bluetooth earbuds if I can avoid it, because they die at some point. So I like to plug regular earbuds in if I can. It's not always an option. That's okay though. So lastly, let me get everything packed up real quick, and then I'll show you the last item that I usually take with me where I go. All right, so now that I've cleaned everything up, the last thing I wanted to show you guys is this. It's a DJI Ronin S, although taking one look at that, I feel like most people that watch a channel like this probably know relatively what this is. It is a brushless 3-axis gimbal stabilizer. I really like it a lot. I use this thing for any client videos that I do. It's something where if I use this for a video that I'm recording, I can honestly know to myself that whatever I record with this thing is gonna come out exactly the way I plan it to. There's really no second guessing. Did I get the shot? Did I not? And this thing is insanely reliable, insanely intuitive, and the app lets you do some crazy stuff with this thing. I really like how it works. That's pretty much my setup. I try to keep it as light as possible. I do have a GlideCam HD 2000, and I use that thing more for actual films I make. And the biggest difference between the two is that, so a brushless gimbal, the thing about this is it's gonna give you, it's great, don't get me wrong, it's obviously a very nice piece of technology, but it's gonna give you a sort of robotic look, if you will. If you turn with the camera, unless I guess you're super savvy with it, it's gonna give you a very jittery turn, or very blunt 90-degree turn, very staccato. None of those may be the right word, or all of them, who knows, or one of them. But the thing I like about glide cams is that they offer a much more organic look. And when you're making like a film, so like I personally like making narrative films over anything else. And so when I'm making a film, the reason I wouldn't use a brushless gimbal like this is because the robotic movements sort of take you out of the film. The more organic movements can, they keep you in the film, you're not forgetting what you're watching, you're there spectating, you're the audience. But the other cool thing is the sort of organic movement can help to communicate certain effects. You can create the effect of anxiety using sort of a shaky camera type of feel, even with a gimbal, it's not a perfect movement. And that I really like. Sometimes, this thing is great for travel videos because if I ever don't want to question whether I got the shot or not, I never do with this thing. But with the glide cam, when you can say, cut, action, we're doing another take, all this stuff, it's really good. I like it a lot. So with that, I will conclude this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you're all staying safe and doing well, not getting sick from the coronavirus. I've been watching the news lately, and it has been insane seeing how the numbers have risen in such a short period of time. It is horrible to hear about these things, and I can only hope that it goes away soon. But from what I've heard around, that may not necessarily be the word. If you can avoid going outside, do. If you've got a good situation at home where it's just you and your family, just don't go outside. Don't have people over. Just don't risk it. Anyway, stay safe, and yeah, hopefully we'll get through this pretty soon. Let me know in the comments below what kind of videos you guys would like to see in the future. I'm still at work brainstorming videos. Hopefully this setup works long term. I would really enjoy that because this is a good situation I got going here with this table that I don't think you can see because the camera's a bit too high. Don't worry, you're not missing out on much. It's just it's an old wooden table. There's nothing special about it. But yeah, see you guys in the next video. Over and out.